Georgia Southern Athletics here with Coach Jeff Monken. The Eagles just finished up their first scrimmage of the 2013 spring. Some different faces out there, different names on the backs of some uniforms. Coach, tell us a little bit about how important today was as far as getting something to look at in a scrimmage game-like situation.
Anytime we're able to put the team out there in that type of situation, I think that's the best opportunity for us to really evaluate what they know and their effort. Where there's not coaches out there being able to tell them where to line up, or if they forget the play or their assignment, there's nobody to remind them. They got to rely on each other. And there's, again, not coaches out there chasing them around and getting them to hustle to the ball before the whistle blows. They've got to do it on their own, and those are all things we'll evaluate.
Talking about it this week, you did have 2 practices before spring break. This is really the 3rd practice in pads, so there's a lot of learning that had to go on and going into full contact. How good is that for your freshman quarterbacks who are out there for the first time with routes going, everything going live? How important is it to get those reps for them?
Well, we've had an opportunity to do that a couple times this week, and we've got those guys in red jerseys so that they aren't getting tackled. We were, for many years, we didn't put the quarterbacks in a red jersey, and 2 years ago, I guess the spring leading up to 2011, we were down to 1 quarterback, and that was, it's tough to practice. So we do want to try to keep those guys healthy. So I'm not sure it completely gives them a realistic look, knowing that somebody's not going to be able to tattoo them in the back when they're dropping back to pass and that kind of thing. But just to have all the things going on in front of them, all 21 other players out there running into each other and running routes, and it's good. And the more reps, the more plays we can get with those young guys, the better they're going to get.
Well, Coach, you touched on it a little bit. There are some red jerseys out there. You're battling some injuries, battling some guys who just are not on the field right now. How does that help in terms of getting those younger guys the reps on both sides of the ball? It
gives the opportunity for those guys to get some work. I'd much prefer to have our starters healthy and out there. And in a scrimmage like today, where we went 70, 75 plays, with the starters healthy, we could do 100 or 110 plays, and they would get more reps, and we would actually have 3 groups that we could send out there. We're not at that luxury right now. We're working with 2 groups. We're just glad to have enough guys to have 44 and to sprinkle some guys into that second huddle.
You mentioned that next week is going to be a very busy week, 4 practices with another scrimmage on Saturday. What are some of the other things our guys are going to do in terms of getting in the film room to evaluate what happened today? What are you going to do in terms of evaluating today going into next week?
I'll go watch it right now myself and get a look at it, and I'll look at it again on Monday. Hopefully the guys will get in either later on this afternoon or sometime Monday between classes and have an opportunity to look at it. Fortunately, we've got a really good film crew that gets that stuff up and running for us right away. Our young guys get all of the calls, defensive calls and offensive plays, tagged onto the film so that our guys can get it on the computer, and it's really a matter of that. In the old days, it was film and video and our VHS tapes and DVDs, and now it's all digitally done, and it's just a matter of typing in the play, and it pops up on the laptop, which is fed into the overhead projector, and just fantastic for our guys to be able to do that right after the scrimmage is done. So probably have some this afternoon, and then the others on Monday.
You also touched a little bit on some of the administrative changes that are going to take place after Wednesday's big announcement. But going day to day right now, what are your main concerns?
Just to get this team ready. We're concerned only with the 2013 season, and every day our coaches recruit. That doesn't change. That hasn't changed because we're moving from FCS to FBS. We've always spent time recruiting every day. We'll continue to do that. Obviously, there's just some changes in terms of the numbers of scholarships we'll have to deal with. But other than that, it's business as usual to try to prepare our team to be the best in the country.
Well, Coach Monken, thanks for spending some time with Georgia Southern Athletics. We'll see you out at the banks of beautiful Eagle Creek on Monday afternoon.
Happy Easter to everybody.